Mr. Chair, I've only been on the committee for a couple of weeks, and I haven't heard all of these bills. Do you know offhand, was there any opposition to any of these?
No.
No. Okay.
And if I'm correct, my staff touched base with all of you all, including you, City Nicole, on bills that we voted out or exec on or got your perspective on. So I don't think we had anybody that was in opposition to any of these bills. But clearly, if you want to take a minute to look through all of them, I'm more than welcome to do that.
So we have to move for adoption of the Senate Committee Sub. That's a voice vote. Then we move to do pass the Senate Committee Sub. Roll call. And then make a motion to do pass consent.
And then that's a roll call.
And that's a roll call as well.
Okay.
I think Art Still Day is missing from the list. Art Still Day.
That's not what
No.
I said. It's not funny.
Was that? Yeah.
We're good? Okay. Senator Washington, you good?
Yeah, I still want to present the bill since my witness time.
I understand. I'm saying, are you good on the Senate Committee Substitute? Okay. All right. So have Senate Committee Substitute. I move that we adopt Senate Committee Substitute for Senate Bill 348. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Received a second. We already had a discussion on the adoption of the substitute. Seeing none, all those in favor of adopting the Senate Committee Substitute say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. All right, we have it. We've adopted the Senate Committee Substitute. I now move that we do pass Senate Committee Substitute for Senate Bill 348. Do I have a second?
Second.
Received a second. Any further discussion on the do pass motion? Secretary, please call the roll.
Williams,
Aye.
Washington, Lewis, Moon, Nicola,
Aye.
You got it? 4-0.
4-0.
Everybody voted 4-0, not 4-5. You have voted do pass on Senate Committee Substitute for Senate Bill 348. I think we also, after the bill, we'll move to now vote that bill out, Senate Bill 348 consent. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, received a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Christine, call the roll.
Williams,
Aye.
Washington, Lewis, Moon, Nicola,
Aye.
4-0.
All right, everybody voted 4-0. You have voted Senate Bill 348 consent. Now, I do make a motion to executive session.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. We're now out of executive session, and we will move forward with the hearing of Senate Bill 304 with Senator Washington. Thanks.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chair and committee. As you know, I'm Senator Barbara Ann Washington of Senate District 9, which is Jackson County. I'm here today to present Senate Bill 304, which seeks to designate May 8th of every year as Amyloidosis Awareness Day in Missouri. It's a rare but serious disease that often goes undiagnosed or misdiagnosed because it has varied symptoms. Establishing this Awareness Day, Missouri would join a growing movement that sheds light on the condition, will promote early detection, and support individuals and families that are affected by it. It's a simple bill, but it's a significant step toward improving health outcomes, fostering awareness, and encouraging research. It has no financial burden to the state, but it does have the potential to make a real difference. Just for instance, we did Sickle Cell Awareness Day a few years ago, and as a result of that, there has been increased traffic, increased awareness, and increased research funding for sickle cell anemia, and that goes for most of the disease days that we acknowledge. So we have a few witnesses here today that'll provide some more information, but I wanted to kind of tell you a little bit about what I know. It is caused by the abnormal buildup of a protein called amyloid in our various organs and tissues, and the buildup can interfere with your normal organ function and lead to life-threatening complications. There are different types of the disease, including primary, hereditary, and secondary. And while it can attack any of our organs, the common sites are the heart, the kidney, the liver, the spleen, the nervous system, and the digestive tract. With respect to the kidneys especially, and the liver and the spleen, that especially affects African Americans, as we also tend to have kidney disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes type 2. The symptoms often mimic other conditions. They lead to, and that's why it leads to diagnoses at a later stage, including fatigue, swelling in the legs, shortness of breath, and unexplained weight loss. Early detection is crucial, as a timely treatment can improve. As with any disease, early detection will help get timely treatment and hopefully save lives. With that, I'm willing to take any questions.
Thank you, Senator Washington. Anyone in the committee has questions for Senator Washington for Senate Bill 304? Seeing none, you have any witnesses?
I do. I have the distinguished Chiefs Hall of Famer Art Steele, who was an amazing defensive end for the Kansas City Chiefs. I had to interview him back in my younger days, and I'd like for him to come forward.
Feel free to come forward, Mr. Steele.
He wasn't this skinny when he was playing.
That girl's figure came back.
Yeah. He offered everybody on the committee water, so we like him.
no, I just wanted to take hydrated.
He very hospitable.
Yeah, I seen that on the Golf Channel. Wrote a song about it. Oh, so you want me
Yes,
to explain?
So
Okay.
basically what you would do is you will pretty much testify why you're in support
Okay.
of this bill.
Well, I was going to say, as was spoken, and my background is in sports and all. So I'm from Camden, New Jersey originally. Had the opportunity to get a scholarship at the university. I better not say that any MU people in here.
Yes,
No?
it is.
Okay.
say it, we just
Can
don't
Wildcat,
appreciate
I'm a Wildcat. You know, hey, sorry about that game too. But basically, you know, with my sports background and all, I had the opportunity to get drafted with the Chiefs 1978. And throughout my career, you know, sports and all, it's all about beating your body up. So I figured, you know, 12 years in the NFL, high school and college, you know, 20 years, you expect, man, have problems with your wrists, your lower back, you know, feet, knees, and all those types of things. And when I retired and all, I started having these issues and all these symptoms that was talked about. The first thing was a torn bicep, you know, and I thought it was from playing football because right after my 1990 was when I had this orthoscopic surgery on my shoulder, and the doctor at that particular time told me, he said, don't be surprised if your bicep tear. And I keep myself in pretty good shape. And within a month, within a year after that, my bicep tore. And then all the other symptoms start coming slowly but surely and all. And I did, you know, and I had to tell you too, beforehand too, where I'm up where right now and all, I had a brother, my older brother, who lives in Raytown. He has all the exact symptoms and all. This is before, you know, I got to the stage where I had AFib, heart disease. So my brother went through the whole process from surgeries, knees, bicep, tendon, you know, carpal, and then eventually, as was brought out, if it's not detected and there's some type of medication from advance and all, eventually my brother, 14 years ago, had a heart transplant. And the crazy thing about that is, you know, watching him and, you know, you already got my preconceived ideals, you know, set for if I broke a bone, your doctors and all growing up, man, you just kind of stay away from them guys and all too. And I seen my brother go through the process. And right now he's in a wheelchair, you know, because they messed up, they did surgery on his back. And if they had known the symptoms and all, it probably have been done differently and all too. So he's manually cathing for the last 12 years or so. And so seeing that, I was anti-medication, anti-doctor and all too. But over a period of time, when eventually it affected my heart, through the NFL, they got a program called the NFL, the National League Players Association. We have a wellness program. So every 5 years, we go down to Tulane, and the Chiefs was part of that process. And the first year I went down there with the heart problem, the doc, and I always said they used the scare tactics. You know, you can have, clots and all these kind of things, and I just blew it off, so to speak. And then my second time come around was 2023, August of 2023. And at that particular time, I still wasn't taking the medication, but I still had the heart problems, had all the other symptoms. And from there, a doctor, African-American doctor named Dr. Keith Fernandez, he's a cardiologist. He came and started talking to me, and he asked me about my family history. And that's when the light went off, because then I'm thinking, about my brother, all that he went through, the exact same thing was happening to me. Then I got another brother that's married to my wife's sister. He's got a pacer right now, and he's a couple years younger than me, and he needs a heart. And so as we started going through the history, my mother, other members in the family, he advised me, he said, when you get back home, I would take this genetic tech, and he told me about amyloidosis and all. It was like a word, just like what happened to you. At least you could pronounce the word. When he told me about it, man, it took me about a year or so pronouncing and all. So when I came back at St. Joe's Hospital, Dr. Sperry heads up the amyloidosis department and all. I took the test, found out I had it. My brother took it, found out he had it. And then on top of that, I got another, we was talking about the sickle cell. I think the thing came in here now. But my nephew, Jemai, 4 years ago, at the age of 36, he has sickle cell and he found out he had amyloidosis. But yeah, he had amyloidosis, but he never said anything, because what happened was, when I finally talked to my brother about this, and now, like I said, this is about 4 years ago, no, 2019, they was checking him for morphine. That's another, long arms, he had enlarged heart. And when he was told, the doctor told him he didn't have it, and they told him he had amyloidosis, from what my brother and my sister-in-law was telling me, the only thing they was worrying about the morphine, because they didn't know anything about amyloidosis. They say they don't have that. And that was part of the issues. And then, what I've been finding out, too, there's other fellas and all, not, like I said, I got 11 girls, no, not 11 girls, 11 kids, man. 5 girls and 6 boys. My fault, not 11 girls, that'd be a curse. No, no, just joking. I got 11, I got my 26th grandchild on the way, too. So the first thing when I found out about it, first thing I'm thinking, man, I'm thinking about my mother. I might have to dig her up. Why didn't she tell me about this? But it was just one of those things, a moment where you just kind of regroup. And so the first thing I think about is my immediate family, and then my other family, which is, the NFL and all, guys that I played with and all. And so that's why, Dr. Sperry, who's my doctor, and same thing with Mike Lane and all, put us together, because Mike was already being proactive about it already, of going out in the community and all, and getting the word out, and again, we see advertisement and all. Like, there was one advertisement out there, I ain't gonna name the company and all, but they show, pertaining to the African American community and all, and this, we all come from different environments and all, different shades, you don't have no control over that and all. But they were showing one advertisement, we went to a function they had, and it was just, the advertisement and the information out there is not getting in the community and all. So that's why we starting to do things in the community. But they showed elderly, African-American couple holding hands at the beach, watching the sun go down and walking a poodle. And that's just, for me personally, you can't relate. It would be more so. And the problem that they have is getting information in the community and all. The best way to get in the community is you got to get in the community and talk to those in the community at, maybe centers and all. And we did some things at churches and those types of things. And so we call ourselves the foot soldiers. So basically, we're just trying to get the information out. And as it was brought out, not just awareness, but early detection. Because if you can get early detection, you can avoid maybe the transplants and all that kind of stuff. And as I stated before, I'm coming across folks and all, when we just start doing awareness, that has it, even ball players that have it. One particular ball player, Pete Shaw, played for the San Diego Chargers. He had it. He found out 5 years ago, and then come to find out his son, 36 years old, he was a career soldier and all in the military over in South Korea station, had a cardiac arrest and died. Amyloidosis, and then he had his other two sons checked afterwards. This was a couple years ago, and one of them had it. So, basically what we're trying to do is just get the information out there, help people make informed decisions and all too. And it's not, we say it's not a one and done thing because, we retain a little bit. So it's got to be something on a persistent basis, and also that's, yeah.
For you, one, thank you for sharing your story,
Yeah.
and two, it was very inspiring from the standpoint of how we need to pay attention to our genetic history.
Yes.
Most importantly, pay attention to our own symptoms, and we could save lives. My question for you would be, has there been any steps to your knowledge, or maybe this may be a question for the doctor, towards a cure or some things? Or is it
They're
just,
working towards that, but the only thing right now, and that's why some of the other guys, so I know you guys remember Nate Archibald?
Yep.
St. John Chaney. There's another guy, Blaine Halton, NFL, Major League Baseball. They all have the exact same. They all had heart transplants and all, too. Some of them, Blaine, what's Blaine's first name? That played, he's a Major League Baseball player, but he's a Hall of Famer. He had a heart and a kidney replacement and all, too. So in regards to, like you was talking about a cure or anything, there's not a cure right now, and that's why we're advocating awareness. And speaking for myself personally and all, especially as, I don't know if I can use this word, but as a man, oh, no, man, shame on me for saying that. But, especially in the and again, I think as a whole, but especially from the environment I come from, you never recognize if you have some issues, especially physical issues and all. And then all those symptoms and all, I think in the booklet and all, and if you're talking to folks in the community and all, you can't use all those medical terms, peripheral neuropathy and all, because when I seen all those things, and I graduated from college and all too, when you see those words, I'm checking, I don't have that, I don't have that. But when you break it down in plain English, I had them all, and I got them all right now. And the nice thing about it is, the positive side is, especially when you're helping others, you're helping yourself. But at the same time, at least, my remedy, besides the medication, mine is I just laugh at everything. Even when I have problems, you guys probably don't want to hear no good story or nothing, do you? I'm just saying.
we got a couple minutes.
Okay.
So we got another witness, and we got to conclude this hearing.
Well, I'm going to just tell you one story. Now, this is just recently. It's just, you guys look like y'all a little stiff today. No, I'm just joking. This is 2 weeks. No, this has been last week. You asked the wife, and I call him my parole officer. But the thing is, we've been married 41 years, going on 42. So we in bed. There ain't nothing going on. Hey, I'm a man. No. Hey, this ain't nothing. But we're in bed and stuff, and I'm just all hugged up. Neuropathy is, your feelings and your fingers and your hands. So I'm all hugged. I think I'm the man, and I'm just, man, we rubbing hands together. And about 5 minutes, I'm just sitting there, and I'm looking over. She's snoring, and her hands up in her chest. I'm up there rubbing my own hands, man. I'm like,
I didn't even know.
yeah, I'm just saying, but things like that, man.
Yeah.
I woke up, man. We just laugh about it. But some things we don't have no control, but we can make the best of it and all. And that's just like even when we talk about this disease, if you got it, what can you do about it? You take the medication,
And awareness.
watch what you eat, sleep. There's a variety of things that we can do, and then encourage others to do the same thing and all. But one of the things I found out for myself, besides the medication, is having a schedule, working out, just in the right type of foods and all too. But I just thought I'd throw that story in
No,
there.
and
all.
I have another question for you, but any questions from the committee?
I just had something.
All right, Senator Nicola.
I wanted to thank you, sir, so much for your testimony and all your work on this issue. This is a brand new issue for me, never heard of it. And I also want to thank you for your work with the Kansas City Chiefs. When I saw you, it was like, I know that guy from somewhere. I can't place it until I saw his name, because I've been a Chiefs fan for many years. So thank you for that, too. Appreciate your career.
Okay, thank you. Oh, that's all?
Yeah. Oh, that's
I
all.
was going to ask you about my name on the
No,
wall.
we
I
give
was
you
going to tell you
compliments.
it's been on the wall. No, I'm just
We
joking.
know.
Any other questions from members of the committee?
No, I'm just joking.
Okay, no questions from me. I have one last question, just in the light of humor, and then I want to see if we have any other witnesses. So when the Chiefs and the Bills play each other, who do you root for?
I was at the game.
Who do you root for?
Well, you know the thing. What come? Hey, no. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you. I'm not gonna mess it up. What come first, the chicken or the rooster? Okay. Well, I root for the Chiefs.
That's right.
Good answer.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Hey, it was just one.
It's
hey,
all. I know it's always complicated.
No.
for you.
I
Your
play.
name on the Bills Stadium,
That's a good point. No, hey.
it's on the Chiefs Stadium.
Thank you. May I have another? Thank you. May I have another? But you know, it was just a funny thing because we went to the playoff game. And I had my Chief stuff on, but I ran into all the Bills Mafia and all. You know, them dudes was doing in out in. They had tables. You know,
Yep.
regular. On the WWE, they hadn't changed a bit, man. But you know, when it was up, no, I'm saying up in Buffalo, man, it's a different breed of folks and all. But you know, the thing is, it's a gang, and there's nothing. Just like with the Tigers playing, them other guys.
Okay,
the,
thank you. Thank you. Do we have
But
other
thank you
Oh,
so
yeah.
much, and thank you for
No,
your time.
hey,
Thank
no,
you
I
for
appreciate
your time
you guys
and
for
your-
taking the
and your
time and all
commitment.
too. You guys don't make me laugh so much.
No,
man.
and I'll tell you this. This is by far going to go on the top my top list of really. I have not witnessed a witness single-handedly entertain a committee like you.
Oh,
This was great, man.
Hey, I can count. Can I count this as community service?
And one thing I will say is, as your friend Senator Washington, I think she'll love to have you as her special guest in the Senate when we go in at 1:00. I think that'd be a good honor for a treat for the body.
Special like Mike.
So,
special.
Senator
We'll
Washington,
have his
with
helmet
that,
on him.
with that, Mr. Steele, we got any
Yeah.
more witnesses coming up? Okay,
yeah.
come on up.
Good.
Thank
I
you,
like
man. We'll see you at 1:00.
No, I like to make a disclaimer on it. I've never seen a man in my life.
Well, we're gonna see you at 1:00, so you be ready.
Okay, I'm not going to be as entertaining as Art. I drove out here with him. I have to drive back. So I appreciate your sympathies. Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank the committee for hearing our bill today.
And
And
tell
I'd like
me
to
your
thank Senator Washington for understanding the gravity of the situation, and also Representative Ely, who's also supporting this on the House side. So I'm not a doctor, if that's what you thought. Okay, I'd like to be, but I'm not. Okay, I'm a patient, just like Art. I have
Tell me your name.
My name is Mike Lane.
Okay.
I'm a patient, just like Art. I have amyloidosis. He has the variant that comes from the African American community, which is V122I. I have a variant that calls T60A that comes from the Irish and European community. Okay, and it ends up with the same amyloidosis. It's just a different way you get there. Okay, so the difference between us is that in the European and other variants, it's 1 in 100,000 people get affected by it. In the African American community, it's 1 in 25. The African American community is the most misdiagnosed with the highest mortality rate in the country. So amyloidosis, as Senator Washington said, you have your gene is defective, a protein comes out of your liver, it's called trithyretin. It's a delivery gene, protein. It delivers thyroxide to your thyroid and vitamin A. So what happens when you have the defective gene is, instead of the protein staying in one piece, coming through your body, delivering the nutrients and being passed out, it breaks into pieces. Your kidney won't recognize it, so therefore it won't accept it to pass it out. Those pieces create fibrils. The fibrils accumulate in your heart muscle, in your synapses, in various organs in your body, and ultimately they'll kill you. The problem is that the importance of awareness is the earlier you can get this diagnosed, the sooner you can get on treatment. There's treatments that stabilize you, but there's no cure. So, for instance, it took me 8 years to go in the doctors until I finally was cured. And like Art, it took till your heart gets involved. Till your heart gets involved, nobody starts looking at it. Most doctors never heard of amyloidosis. You know, it's a 50% first generation hereditary disease for everybody. So, you know, the earliest we can get people diagnosed, and part of our awareness programs that we put, and I put some of this stuff up for you guys to look at later, is our programs we emphasize to the people about the symptoms. We teach them how to be their own advocates. We bring doctors who specialize in amyloidosis to these meetings. And I mean, we go in the hood, we go wherever it takes to meet the people, and we try to teach them how to do it. So the severity of this problem is Harvard Medical just did a study last year. It was over 100,000 people, retrospective study, and their conclusion to that study was if amyloidosis was correctly diagnosed in the African American community, it would add 1 million life years to the existing black population. This is a published study from Harvard Medical. So there's no way to underestimate the importance of awareness. Even for doctors, if your eyes don't see it, if your brain don't know it, your eyes are not going to see it. So even doctors, like Art said, if you go for here, they send you to the orthopedics. Your kidneys mess, they go to, you go to this doctor. Nobody's putting all the pieces together. So now they've started where they have multidisciplinary amyloidosis centers. We have them in St. Louis. We have them in Kansas City. I got diagnosed 6 years ago. There weren't even any treatments. There was no medicine. I was fortunate enough to get under compassionate use on approved medicines that kept me going until we have now a couple of medicines that are approved. But I mean, the awareness is the problem, and it's not even just the community; it's the medical providers too. And you guys are familiar with KC Care in Kansas City. It's a free clinic. Okay, they see 34,000 people a year, right? 17,000 of them are African Americans, right? Not one health provider in KC Care ever heard of amyloidosis. There's 700 people that they're seeing in their clinics that have this, and they didn't even know it. So next month we have a disparity awareness conference in-house with KC Care, all their staff, dentists, doctors, nurses, the janitor, everybody's probably coming. But we're going to, we have doctors coming as well, where we're going to, teach them what to look for in amyloidosis. There's free testing for it. So, and even in Kansas City, if you have it, I mean, I take $800,000 a year worth of drugs. That's how much they cost. Welcome to the world of rare disease and orphan drugs, right? But like in KU Med has a Jayhawk Clinic, they call it. So Jayhawk Clinic will give you free treatment and get you these drugs for free. So we have resources for the people if we can just make them aware and get them there. And, having a day named after us is just one more way we can, that particular day we can wave the flag and we can build events around it and, and keep it going. And, and even in the little pamphlets that I gave you guys, if you go back in your districts where you live, if you have any kind of civic groups and stuff, our programs are totally free. We don't charge anything. We bring everything for the people. We're happy to come anywhere. We went to New Jersey not too long ago and did one. So we're trying very hard, and we're patients. Like Art said, we're patients first. We know we went through this, and it took me 8 years. And look at Art. He was in the NFL. He's getting the best medical treatment. Their doctors are looking at him because he's an investment. And they missed it. But we all end up with the same thing. So awareness is critical, for better patient outcome and, prolong people's lives. So thank you very much for considering this, and hopefully you guys will vote for it.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
testimony, Mr. Lane.
Thank you again.
Congratulations
Thank you, Senator
on your
Washington,
recovery.
again for bringing us here.
Any questions of the committee? Seeing none. Thank you. Any additional? Oh, did you also complete a witness form?
I did,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Did you complete one?
Yeah, he did.
They're gonna turn myself in last week.
Okay, gotcha. Any additional witnesses? Okay, seeing none. Any witnesses in opposition? Anyone here for informational purposes? Okay, that will conclude the hearing on Senate Bill 304. Senator Washington, do you have any closing remarks?
No, thank you, and thank you for hearing the witnesses.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you guys. All right, with that, then I think we have no other business that would adjourn our Committee on Progress and Development. Can I get a second? All, so second. Any favor and aye? Aye. Aye. All right, conclude the meeting. Thank you very much.